Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carly Stevens. I am a teacher and author, and this is English Nerd. So today I wanted to do an introduction to AP Literature. I have taught AP English Literature for many years, and I wanted to let you know, for those of you who are new to taking the class, what to expect and a couple of best practices. I have an entire video about my top 10 tips for AP Literature that I would definitely suggest you check out, as well as some specifics about the different sections of the exam, all of which I will link below. But this is just an overview, some of the things that you can do to get yourself on the right foot and what to expect from the exam in general. So without further ado, here we go. AP English Literature is a class, of course, that aims toward college credit that you earn by taking the exam in May. Normally it's the first week of AP exams. The exam is broken up into two major sections. The first section is multiple choice. It takes 1 hour and you answer 55 questions about 5 passages or so, and it's always a mix of poetry and prose. Sometimes they throw in some drama in there as well. It's not quite as common, but I've seen Tartuffe and some different plays in there as well. The second part of the exam takes 2 hours, and then you have to write 3 essays. The essays are always poetry based. They give you a poem or sometimes 2 short ones that you compare, and you answer a question about those. Prose, same thing, but you have about a page worth of prose that you analyze. And then the open question. The open question is the one that you can prepare for the most because you'll bring in knowledge of a work that you read throughout the year. You're not provided with something to read. Instead, you rely on the knowledge of what you've already read to answer a broad question. All 3 are literary analysis essays, and I have tons of resources on this channel for doing that really well. I also have a free handout on my website that gives you some ideas about how to make your essays shine. So that's carly-stevens.com. You can check that out as well. So some best practices: read throughout the year. I get comments on some of my videos every year from people who haven't read a single book and they're about to take the AP exam. Frankly, I don't respond because I feel like the ship has sailed. Unlike other AP exams that rely really heavily on content knowledge, of course there is a lot of content knowledge, but it's more of a skill-based test, this one. So unless you're reading and analyzing and growing those skills throughout the year, it's difficult to do a last-minute cram session before the test. So make sure that you are reading. I have another video about classic books that you can read in a day that would still count toward something like the open question. So you don't need to read War and Peace if that's intimidating to you, or if you have more of a self-guided AP Literature situation, which I kind of hope you don't. It really is more helpful when a teacher can help facilitate that analysis. But if you are mostly feeling like you're on your own, you can look at that video and start to really dig into these works. So make sure that you're reading and analyzing throughout the year. Another thing is knowing your terms, literary terms like onomatopoeia or symbolism or tone. Make sure that you actually know what they mean and you can use them correctly. You'll be often bringing those into your essays. They don't prescribe exactly which terms you must use, but having that facility in using various terms is going to be useful, not only on the essays, but also for the multiple choice. Multiple choice for this test is tough. You have to have a very honed analytical mind to be able to use process of elimination for some of these multiple choice questions, and some of that relies on your knowledge of these terms. So I, as usual, have some videos on this. I will be making another one very soon. But know your terms. That is something that you can study actively that will pay off. And then get used to using evidence well. So when I say using evidence, I don't mean talking generally about a work and the theme of sacrifice or something, but really getting into the nitty-gritty of evidence. So using quotations, pulling words out of those quotations, bringing in not only one quotation as evidence, but something maybe in a different part of the work that also corroborates your idea. Otherwise, you could be taking something out of context and interpreting a character as an angry character when really they just have one angry moment. And so you need to bring in multiple pieces of evidence. That, again, will be very helpful for multiple choice, yes, but especially those essays. The essays rely so heavily on evidence. And then finally, just for another piece of best practices, is to pick your open question works in advance. You don't need to do that when you first walk into the class. In fact, it's better to wait, I would suggest, to the second semester. But you're reading, you're analyzing all the way along. By the time you get to the second semester, you should have some idea of what works you enjoyed, you remember, you did the deepest dive on, and those are the ones that you should plan to answer the open question with. So if the open question is about something like the theme of sacrifice, choose a scene and talk about how that illuminates the meaning of the work as a whole or something, then you don't want to think to yourself, okay, well, when I was in 7th grade, we talked about sacrifice in this book. Don't do that, because here is how the essays are graded. They're on a 1 to 6 scale. That changed in 2020. The 2020 test was predictably very strange, so lots of things changed that year, but that piece, grading from 1 to 6, has not changed. 1 to 6, so that is 1 point for a strong thesis statement, 1 point for sophistication of language and argument, and 4 points for use of evidence, basically. So how compelling really is your argument? How thorough is it? So just keep those things in mind. Some resources that you can use throughout the year, besides my videos, which of course I will link to down below and continue to put out throughout the year. There is appass.com, which is a simulator for what you would earn on the test. It's on, as with all AP tests, a 1 through 5 overall score. A 5 will get you credit anywhere. A 3 will get you credit many places. Lower than that, let's shoot for not getting lower than that. But AP Pass is great because you can toggle these oh gosh, what do you call those things? You can toggle this thing that says, okay, if I answered 35 out of 55 multiple choice questions correctly and I got straight 5 out of 6 on each of the essay, what would I get on the overall exam? And you can play with those numbers and see where you might need to improve or what you would get now if you took the test, that kind of thing. So that's a cool resource for you. College Board, which creates the test, has practice tests as well. I would suggest that you use the official practice tests because there are lots of practice options out there online, but not all of them are as difficult as the actual AP test or as specific as the questions tend to be. So if you can use the College Board website or the College Board, they come out with those study books, just make sure that the questions are up to snuff, if you will. And then the last resource that I wanted to talk about as far as AP literature goes is that I actually am offering tutoring sessions, one-on-one, hour-long sessions through, again, my website, carly-stevens.com. If you head there, then you'll see not only things about my books, of course, that will be there, but I am just starting a tutoring service. And I think it could be really helpful for you. If you struggle with literary analysis, then I am your woman. I'm not going to fix essays for you. I'm not going to write essays for you, nothing like that. But I have a lot of practice in helping people build up those skills that you need in order to do well on the exam. So check that out if you're interested. That's it for today. Again, I'll link some of those videos down below for anybody who's interested. But that is an intro to AP literature for this year. So good luck in the class. You can do it no matter where you're starting from. If you are consistent, if you are motivated, then you will be able to just get better and better throughout the year. And those skills won't just translate onto the exam, but also just in critical thinking in life. So you're going to benefit one way or another. All right, I will see you very soon. Make sure to like this video if you like it. Subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, because I will have more AP style videos coming up later on. All right, until then, bye.